So
How you doing?
You looking good?
Oh, thanks. I got a haircut this week.
Hey, I heard some people are saying that you're making a big splash on YouTube. Is that the truth?
I don't know about that. I don't know about that yet. But I mean, people were telling me, hey, I found you by looking up my name.
Looking up RENZO Buckingham right there on the tube, on the YouTube.
The YouTube.
The YouTube back in the day.
Yeah. I never thought I'd be some type of YouTube person, but apparently here I am.
Yeah. Well, everyone told me I should be on YouTube, but I guess apparently here we are, right? Trying to show everybody what we got with our expertise in contracting.
How was your week this week?
Week was pretty good. I mean, it was a trip. It was like super hot during the beginning of the week.
Yeah, it was
like
awesome.
95, and then now it went back to the 50s.
Yeah, that's not
But
fun.
that kind of helps us out a little bit sometimes because, well, not sometimes, a lot of times because the extreme difference in the weather, you know, people call us for windows or cold paint and cool wall and all that good
And
stuff.
it rains, they call us for roofs.
Yeah.
But I get the service calls.
Yeah. Fun times for you, man. But yeah, you're looking good up there, buddy.
Yeah, got a haircut, easy week, wasn't too bad.
Yeah. You been all right then?
Yeah, good to
All
go.
right, man. So we got a couple of questions over
Yeah,
here for Mr. D-Mac.
Yeah, D-Mac on these questions of our how to hire a contractor.
All right.
So
These are pretty kind of general questions.
I get a lot of these questions. People call me and they're always like, they ask me these questions. So I thought I'd ask you those questions. I'm a contractor in training.
Okay, so is this like kind of, would you be giving me these questions based on like what you think a customer would ask me?
Yeah.
Or customer and kind of in general would want to ask
anybody. Like they're going on the computer, they're going to this. What do I do?
What do I do? So like you're
the expert.
So if you're at home thinking, all right, I don't know kind of where to even start.
Yeah.
So you're going, hey,
this is the basics.
This is like the basics. Like if I was going out to go, hey man, I'm thinking of hiring even just a painter or a contractor.
Anybody.
What's the first thing I should ask?
Yeah. All right. The question is, what is a contractor?
Okay, there is a prime contractor, a general contractor, a specialty contractor, and an unlicensed contractor.
Would an unlicensed contractor be just a construction worker?
It could be both. Sometimes they say they borrow licenses or they don't have any licenses, but anybody over $500 in the state of California is not considered handyman anymore, and they need some type of a license to do work in the state of California.
So how about those Home Depot guys you can pick up? Is that day laborers? Are those unlicensed contractors?
Those are unlicensed contractors.
Okay.
I don't know the exact number, but I would probably assume that anywhere from 20 to 35% of contractors are be unlicensed out there.
Really, that's a lot.
Yeah, well, they probably half the price of a licensed contractor, so it's very appealing to customers or to potential customers. If you're getting half the price and they're claiming that they can do the same exact thing, it's really enticing for a customer to want to do the work with them.
There's no protection there.
Oh well, they're not. They don't have any licensing, and there's no insurances, none of that type of stuff.
Okay. Does a contractor need a license?
It depends on where you live. There's state, county, and city licensing and zoning laws. You also have the job amount.
Okay.
$500 or less. You can hire a handyman. You don't have to $500 and more. You want to make sure they have the contractor's license and they're pulling permits.
Pulling permits.
Yes.
Right.
So contractor, when they pull permits and do that, needs to have a license to pull all those things.
All right. Is a contractor required to have insurance?
Yes and no. So workman's compensation is mandatory. That's if somebody falls on the property.
Cuts their finger off?
Yes. They also typically need $15,000 bond. Now they're not required for liability insurance, but most contractors should carry $1 million to $2 million of liability insurance. In the state of California, you do not have to have you have to have workman's comp if you have an employee. Many of these guys do workman's comp exempt.
Yeah. They do sole proprietary. They do a sole proprietary.
And so they end up doing work with employees at your house without paying them.
Yeah, there's that loophole, right?
Yeah.
I've seen that with painters.
Yes.
What is a subcontractor and how are they used or hired?
A subcontractor it's another licensed contractor. Well, you're hoping he's a licensed contractor, right? And then usually he specializes in a specific type of a trade.
Yeah, I can't have an electrician working here full time. I only need them once in a while.
Right, so we have our own crew that does the majority of 80% of the work. Then we have to hire out sometimes somebody to do, like, let's say a countertop,
Yeah,
a
specialty
panel
stuff.
upgrade,
Specialty.
HVAC. That's all specialty contractors. And then, you have the general contractor that kind of overlooks all of that, and he hires usually subcontractors.
It's pretty common practice.
Yeah, and then usually the general contractor, if he's hiring subcontractors, doesn't mean that's a bad thing. You do want them to have a relationship. So that's one thing where you're like, hey, I have a subcontractor, and you're like, oh, I'm all of a sudden looking for somebody. That's not a good, but if you have a subcontractor, like, let's say our countertop guy, David, he's been doing it now for us for like 10 years.
He only works he won't work for anybody else but me.
Oh, yeah. So,
if anybody else calls him, he's like, nah, I'm okay with that.
all right, next.
Does a contractor need an office?
Contractors do not need offices. A lot of them just work out of their homes.
Well, a lot of customers always ask me, do you have an office?
Yeah.
And they've come by and visited me.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? And I think they're scared of someone taking their money, and they live in a house or an apartment, and they just disappear.
Oh, I'm not sure what it is, but with having a home office, you're not allowed to have your trucks or any of the materials or any of that type of stuff there. Where typically you have an office, you have all the materials,
you have a yard,
windows,
or warehouse.
Right, and so even a window company, you have to have windows delivered to your office or delivered to, you can't get them delivered to your house. So usually, most of those guys have a storage facility.
It's a semi-truck.
Yeah, so I would feel more comfortable with a contractor with an office, so you can walk in if you ever had to speak to somebody.
Should a contractor have his own crew?
I believe that even a general contractor should at least have his main guys doing at least 60% of the work being done on the job. When you're just using subcontractor after subcontractor, the job ends up being very long because you have to wait for guys to be coming in between time.
I had a big giant project like that in Los Alamitos, and I had multiple subs, and
it's tough.
I thought it was gonna be 1.5 weeks. It took like almost a month and a half.
It makes you appreciate Mario a little bit. Those guys, I know they're a pain in the butt sometimes, but you can just kind of hand them something. And it's nice that you can hand one crew does insulation, drywall. So typically, let's say we're doing something big, we'd hire out the framers, but we do all the concrete, the plumbing, electrical, all the rough stuff, and then just some detailed guys, specialty guys at the end.
All right, how many years should a professional contractor have been in business?
I believe that minimum 5 years is what I would feel comfortable with. They say that 1 out of 2 contracting businesses go out of business within 2 years of starting, and that 90% of them go out of business within 5 years of starting. That's contracting. So 5 years to me would seem like a good kind of cutoff point to be able to hire a contractor and look at their referrals.
Oh, okay. What kind of projects do contractors do?
Well, it depends. Some are general contractor projects where you can build a house from the ground up. There's residential projects, there's commercial projects, and then there's specialty projects where it could be like painting, roofing, windows. You could also have a couple multiple ones where you're doing only 3 things. So a general contractor in the state of California has to be doing 3 trades for them to be able to be considered as doing a general contracting job.
Yeah, like we do a roof, I have to add a plug and a water spigot.
Yeah, something like that where you have 3 of them. There's some ways to get around that stuff. If you're doing windows and doors, they a lot of times allow a general contractor to do that. You don't need a glazing license.
Well, we do.
We have one.
So we can do it all day.
Yeah.
All right, what kind of projects do contractors do? Oh, I already read that. Can a contractor finish any job?
Yes, if he has the proper licensing for that job. So once again, general contractor's supposed to be doing 3 things. A lot of times they go out and write a contract, let's just say for painting. You're supposed to have a painting license if you're only doing painting. And if you're only doing windows, you're supposed to have a window license. If you're doing only roofing, you're supposed to have a roofing license. Now, if you do all 3 of those projects, general contractor or prime contractor would cover that.
Okay. Where can I find a contractor?
You could go on to Home Advisor, but you'll have about 8 people calling you.
Yeah, that's tough.
Right? You could go just do a Google search and you'll go, the AdWords will pop up. You can also just do a search for organic. Typically the organic searches are pretty good because you can go in there and see. The Contractor State License Board has an area that you can go on there and that you can look. You can go Better Business Bureau.
How about Yelp?
Yelp is another one that you can go on to. Take a look on there.
List.
Angie's List. Yeah, so there's
a lot of resources.
Yeah, there's a lot of resources. So I don't think it's a lack. It's just when you get them, what do you need to ask them to make sure that you're getting the right contractor?
Okay.
How to hire the right contractor.
There you go. How can I make sure my contractor's experience?
Well, you go on the California, you'd go on the CSLB, Contractor State License Board.
Okay.
Not all states require a license, but the ones that do, you want to go check up on their license. At least make sure they'll have like city licenses to be in business.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of guys don't even have just a license to be in normal business. So.
Okay. Does a contractor have the same team working on the same project?
It depends. Once again, if you're doing a general contracting, you can have the one crew kind of doing most of the work, but a lot of times you're going to have to hire out some specialty guys to be able to get that done.
Yeah. So like you're doing a room addition, you're gonna need about five different people coming in, right?
Yeah, an ADU, you're going to need 5 people coming in.
Drywallers, a plumber,
Right,
a
kitchen,
yeah, demo crew,
bathroom,
bathroom, yeah.
So you have demo crew, then you have a tile crew, then you have a plumbing crew.
Is there a toilet crew?
Oh, toilet crew. It's a toilet bowl man.
The toilet man. And the hot mop guy. That guy's always coming in. He's always crusty and black. His hand he's like got black snot.
Yeah, that's another one, like a hot mop. Those are very specialized.
Yeah, that's a weird industry. It's like, how'd you get into hot mopping? Like, that's so weird.
Yeah, you got to make sealing and waterproofing the bathrooms is important. You won't pass inspection.
Do I have to pay anything up front?
Depending on the project. So a lot of financed projects, they'll pay us at the end of the job. Some customers, they're just uncomfortable. They've been burned.
Yeah.
So typically, they're like they don't want to pay anything till the end. So it depends on the contractor. By law, when you sign up a contract, they can only receive 10%. And when you start the job, you can negotiate with your contractor. Usually, what I would say, 10% when you start. And then when they either deliver the material, or if they've been working for a couple of days, I would do a 30%.
Okay.
That seem about right.
That's it.
And then hold maybe 70% or somewhere around there, 65% of the job until it's finished.
It protects both of us, right?
That's the best protection. People ask me, what is the guarantee? There's never any guarantees. Somebody could die. You never know what can happen. But I always say, if you have the money on your side, it's better for you because the guy's got to come out and finish and make you happy.
What's the difference between an estimate and a fixed price?
Well, an estimate is exactly that. It's a rough kind of idea. And sometimes they're even write a contract with you and then they write the actual price and then they'll go back out there and then upcharge it. A fixed price is, it's this price, whether we find something on the job, no matter what it is, it's just that that price, no matter what. And so that really depends on the person that goes out there and the representative to be doing a thorough job on the inspection with experience and knowing what also could happen, especially when you're doing remodels and you know you're going to be assuming that things are going to be wrong. So experience really helps with that.
Okay. What makes a contractor good and a bad contractor?
Well, you typically don't know if you have a good or a bad contractor until something doesn't go right. If everything goes perfect on the job, everybody's happy.
Yeah.
When something doesn't go right on the job, that's when you find out what type of contractor you is. So you get the one contractor comes out, he's like, blames everything on you.
Yeah.
And
I've had
your
that.
fault and here and there. And then, so they're just trying to put everything and not have any responsibility.
Wow.
So being able to I guess not the word is confront, but being able to, you know, talk to your client and settle something and just being a problem solver. And you usually just get right through it.
All right, cool.
That would differentiate, you know, good and bad. And then also just good and bad is doing your due diligence, going on the CSLB, checking referrals, at least picking up the phone and calling a couple referrals.
Yeah.
In our case, we tell our customers to go to our jobs.
Yeah, the other day I gave a person 3 people the phone numbers and showed, do you need to call them? Oh, no, I don't care.
Yeah.
Go visit them.
Just go visit them.
Our work is solid.
Yes. If the work is solid and you're solid, they should have no problem handing you out, you know, 5 referrals.
Okay. And, you know, wait for the next episode. We'll have more questions.
Yeah,
There's a lot of these. I mean,
yeah, we're gonna probably be going through maybe 100 of these.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is, you know, there's a lot of people out there.
They have questions.
They're scared to hire contractors,
Yeah.
and so, or they don't like contractors, or they've heard nightmare stories about contractors. And the number one complaint in the state of California is contractors.
Yeah.
In the United States, it's contractors and used cars. So this is a field that people are very worried about, and they have a lot of fear, you know, because it's a lot of money. It's things for their house, and it's, you know, it's personal for them. So we're gonna be here for the next couple of weeks answering the main questions.
So we'll see you later. See you next week.
All right.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
There you go.
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram.
That little bell, that little notification
Make a
bell.
comment.
Yeah.
We like comments.
We love comments. Thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next week.
Say hi to Lou. What was your sister?
Oh, hi, Lou. Sue. Yeah.
She's like our number 1 friend. Hey, Jeff, up in Canada.
There you go. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.